You see, some people are waiting for the war to come. No, this is the war against our people.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We are talking about the greatness in our people. Someone said something to me, talking about the tribulation, and we know in the tribulation shall be suffering, and all of these things shall be going on as we see today. This is part of the tribulation. This is all of the tribulation that we are seeing, the confusion, the wickedness that they are doing to our people, but we are not clever enough to understand it. At least most of us are not clever enough to understand the wickedness and the game they are playing on our people. We are not ready really to understand it. It's a game. Listen, I will say something to you. A couple of years ago out in Chicago, was there with a friend. And, we was talking to a group of guys, and we was talking about the greatness in our people that I see. The greatness, the greatest things that we could achieve, because even in a storm, there shall be greatness. There's no character in weakness. We may be lost to a certain degree of understanding what's going on. To a certain degree, we may be lost in that sense. But when it comes to greatness, and the greatest thing that we could achieve is self-confidence to overcome the tribulation. This is what I'm saying to you. So I was talking that way, and after the conversation, a brother, a young brother, came to me and said, listen, why do you see our people as being great? This is what the young brother said to me. Why do you keep looking at us as being great? Why you keep saying that? I said, listen to me, my brother. I only see greatness in you. I don't see your weakness. I don't want to see your weakness. I know there is weakness. I know there is certain things within the human psyche. But when you're in war, as the Bible says, that spiritual war, you do not look upon the weakness of another man. You look at the strength and the character within them that you can pull out from them, that you can take that greatness and we can use it to help one another to fight in the day of this battle, this great war that is going on right now. You see, some people are waiting for the war to come. No, this is the war against our people. This is the wicked things that the Bible speaks about against our people. This is the spiritual war that the Bible was speaking about long before you born. So I said to my brother, I said, listen, there's a greatness in you that even you cannot see the greatness. But if I can see your greatness, help me to find your greatness. This is what I said to the brother. Help me find your greatness. Don't look for the worst within you. Everyone can have a worst. Why will I look for the worst within my people? And I know the reason why some of us do the things we do. We on a survival mood. That is why I say to you all the time, move away from survival. Move away from that word, I'm trying to survive. You see, the enemy wants you to think that. The devil wants you to think surviving. And once you in that mood of surviving, you will always rob one another. You'll always be a cheater. But if you think spiritual war, this is what the devil don't want you to think. It's a spiritual war. And they're going to come at you all out. If you can get our people to understand this, if you can get the people to know this, it's a spiritual war. It's for you to fight against your own consciousness. They turn the script around you. They turn it around so you can be your worst enemy. That is what they have done. For you to be your worst enemy. And if you is your worst enemy, that means to say you're going to turn against your people. That is what the devil have done. The devil turn it around on you. Because if you turn it around on you, you will never see the truth. You will never see the oppression where it's coming from. You will never know why you poor. You will never know. You will never know, see the manipulation. You will never see it. You'll never see the game that the devil is playing on you. All you know, you are in some kind of discrepancy with your brothers and you don't know how to get out. You don't know how to deal with it because this type of war has never you fight before. We never fought this war before. So it's a kind of strange war, a strange element of war that you are dealing with. And what are you dealing with? Deception. Because that is the spirit of war, lies and deception. And when there is lies, you don't know who to trust. That is why I say to you from the day one, you got to have a spiritual base to fight this demon. You got to have a spiritual base to overcome the demon. What is that spiritual base I'm always talking about? If you don't believe in a God, if you don't believe in your scripture, if you're not a spiritual person, then what you got to believe is believe in something. Because if you don't believe in something, you're gonna fall for anything. I know that sounds cliche as it may sound, but it's a reality. It's a reality. So what are we going to do with that spiritual base? We got to have that spiritual base. When we don't understand nothing in front of us, like I said, we never fought this war before. We never deal with anything like this kind of demon before. So where are we going to find the truth in the spiritual base? That base I always talk about can be the foundation of this also, what I'm going to say to you. Morality. Get some morality. Get some courage to get that morality. Look for that virtue to hold on to. So when they come at you, you will have a certain value about life. There's certain things you're not going to do. There's certain things you're not going to say once you have that value. That love for self and the love for your brother. If you can develop that, when they come at you, there's certain things you're not going to do. Because you have moral value, that statutes of God. The laws, if that be your spiritual base, then you find that spiritual base. There is certain things you're not going to break. There is certain things you're not going to do. Why? Because that spiritual base tell you, respect your mother and father. You will not do things to your younger siblings and your younger brother if you only respect your mother and father. And when I say your mother and father, I'm talking about the generation and the children and the churches. I'm talking about your female. If you develop that ideology, no matter what go down in history, you will always respect your woman and lift her. No matter what go down in history, you will always respect your brother and lift him. If that be your spiritual base, well then do it. If church be your spiritual base, then you find that church where you're comfortable, that you can develop self-esteem. And you would not do certain things to defeat your own self. That is what the enemy of us doing even within the church, fighting one another. So we and always being in discrepancy, grappling for the truth. The more we postulate, the more we grapple. Listen, gonna take a break right here. Visionary Talk Radio, Reverend Bagan Tewa D Lamb, Christ Consciousness. I know we're going to rise.